All right. Welcome to the program, folks. I am your HappyHealer lover. It is Wednesday morning and 9:06 a.m. It is the market opener. Of course, we know exactly what's going on this morning. It is all about AMC and the move that we made yesterday and about what we can do today to keep that going on, because that was a nice gift that just came out of the middle of nowhere, fell, although we were expecting it, because we were looking at those signals and we got on board. Of course, nobody likes to believe that stuff, but we do our shows live, so it doesn't matter. The truth gets to win anyway. And we did very good, I will say. And right now in the pre-market, we are at 18 cents up, which is down from other points in this pre-market, which is why I like to sell and get out the day that I'm in it. Welcome to the program, folks. We are on all of our channels this morning because, in case you don't know, AMC is running, and whenever we have a good opportunity, I know there's people on all of our channels that really enjoy this content, and AMC is taking off. It started yesterday. It moved in the afternoon part of the day, and it started taking off, and it didn't look back. It went all the way almost to 50, which is exactly what the AMC run is going to look like when it starts out. That's how it started out the last couple of times. It started picking up on that first day, and then there was some movement on that second day, moving even harder. It lasted for some time, and this time may be the biggest one yet. We know there's a lot of new rules in place, and we've got a lot of just so much interest in AMC right now, which is a good thing if you're in AMC. So, good morning to you. Yes, it is a beautiful morning. We'll be talking about some other stuff too later on, but right now the thing that's obviously taking all of our minds is this AMC. And so again, if you are from one of the other channels and you aren't used to this topic being the financial topic, the MoneyMantics topic, I think you ought to just pay a little attention to what's going on here, because this is about taking the ape crowd is a crowd that is about getting their rights back, getting rid of the forces in the market that are making it hard for people to make money, just in case you don't know about it. And the hedge funds for so long, in case you haven't heard about them, have been selling our future out. But yet in this movement, the apes, they're activists. They're out to take that control back and give it to the people. So that's why I support that movement. Yesterday we were able to double our portfolio, and I'll go ahead and bring that up. I'm very transparent in that way, and I will go ahead and bring up that portfolio. You could see this is actually doubled up on the portfolio, and we're sitting on Regeneron, which looks like it's going to maybe make a move today. It's up to 172.80, which is an all-time high for Regeneron. However, our biggest question, and it's going to come up in about 20 minutes, is where and when shall we enter this market, and on what? And I could assure you we're staying away from Moderna this morning. That's something that has been taking us just on a rough ride lately, and we can't really nail it down. So we're going to keep opportunities, our eyes turned to opportunities wherever they may exist. But now let's get straight to the stock of the hour, which is AMC. Oh, and GameStop. Let's not leave GameStop out, in case you know about GameStop. And that is what started it all. And GameStop had a nice run yesterday, got over 200, as GameStop was going over 200 as AMC was going over 40. I remember this clearly. It was on yesterday's episode. If you want to see us, where we actually doubled up this account, go back and watch the last episode of yesterday's programming. For the stock market, I don't think we came back on after that anyway. So this evening we will have MoneyMantics coming on at 7 p.m. So you will want to check in for that. We have a good show for you. Your HappyHealer lover, of course, is always going to be there for you. And so GameStop right now in the pre-market is trading at 202 to 203. That 210 is where it closed yesterday. So to put that in perspective, that would be the same as AMC being at about 41. Let's go ahead and take a look at AMC. I'm just trying to put it into perspective on how it unfolded yesterday. Wrong stock. Whoopsie daisies. AMC. And so AMC is actually holding up a little bit better. Yesterday, AMC helped hold up and actually bring up GameStop, in my view. Of course, again, that goes without saying that GameStop started it all, and the AMC apes are the same apes on GameStop, so there's no problem there. Okay, so like I said, 44.31 is that start. Let's go ahead and check in this morning. If you're not a part of our Discord and you do have interest in stocks, please make sure that you get on that Discord, and the link information is in the link down below, so you could do that. If you have never learned how to do options, we teach options on this channel. It's not something I would recommend getting into just on the first day. It is something that does take some challenging work to get it right. But what I will say is that real world experience, seeing it on live action, helps you get it easier. Options could cost you all of your budget if you're not careful. So that's why it's really important. I know some of our folks, they've even done options already, they've seen options, and they were more interested in what I had to offer in terms of my stock picks and entries, time into the market. It's just also difficult stuff that they were really looking for, that part of it. But we have all kinds of people, and we cater to them, including the person who's never been on the market before. And if this is your first time being on the market, we also have a link that will help you get on Webull. Of course, I don't think I put that link on there today, so I'll get you that link later in the program. But in any event, that'll allow you the opportunity to get some free stock as well with your first $100 deposit. So the particulars and everything, I'll fill you in on that later. That's a very common thing. You're probably already aware of that. All right, so the market, I'm sure, was just been heating up this last couple of days. People were talking about the market going down. Now they're saying, wait a second, is it back? Meaty McGreedy's all over the place. He can't find himself. On Millennial Money this week, they were just greedy as all hell. I got on there and I was talking to Meaty McGreedy, just reminding him, hey, don't forget about your HappyHealer. Remember, I'm still out in this world making your life hell, man. And not in the worst ways, all with love, of course. Not because we speak to him with the most loving tone, but because we ultimately do it out of love for this world, for him, for us all, and for a better world. And when somebody's hurting that world, we have to be, quite frankly, honest about that. It's just like when people say HappyHealer virtues keep you from a happy life. You can't even make money. It keeps your wrist tied. That's not true either. And that's why we teach HappyHealer money-making virtues right here on MoneyMantics, and we did a good one yesterday. So again, yesterday we actually doubled up our portfolio, and we have 15 minutes until the stock open, so I think we'll have a chance to get in here and say good morning to you guys before things get running off too crazy and too hard. And so we'll go ahead and set up the chat, and you'll be able to, you could already basically say hi to me if you want, ask any questions, and I'll be happy to answer those questions. It's so important that we have that kind of ability. All right, so that's opening up, and Cardano is coming back a little bit, but never without the fight, and I'll show you where we're at with that in just a moment. And good morning to everybody once again. I'll send it out here. Good morning. Yeah, so again, the reason why we are on all the channels this morning, channel-wide, is because AMC is running, and I think it's important that you should know that. Now, I am not your financial advisor. I am your HappyHealer lover. Big difference, right? I tell you of the opportunities. I give you the truth. You make your own choice. And that's what we're doing here. The facts are AMC yesterday ran to $49 off of coming. I caught it right at 37 and change. I seen at 37 and change. I felt the mood that it looked like we were about to run, and I wasn't about to miss that point. And I didn't want people that I love and care about to not know that was happening in AMC. So I came on yesterday and I informed you folks, lovely folks, just exactly what was happening. And now we are here pretty much again today. There's every expectation in the market, in case you have not heard on CNN or any of your other programs you may watch. I do not know what you watch. Maybe Fox News or whatever you watch, or Fox Business or CNBC. The point is, AMC had an incredible start, where today it's expected by the community to really take off. And so what I'll do first off is take you straight into retail investor sentiment on AMC moving into this morning's market. And that's the best way to tell you where your brothers and sisters, people that think and are like you, think about AMC. And where their sentiment is, as you can see on Webull here, which is the only platform for buying stocks that also has attached to it the ability to share messages. So it's got its own chat app. And in that, it has a stock sentiment of those people involved. And right now it's running a 98% stock sentiment despite being super popular. It's AMC is number one in the popularity list this morning. It's been a while since it's captivated that kind of attention. Yesterday, it was just a culmination of things coming together that gave me that inclination that we were coming back. I felt that energy several times. Remember, AMC, the only thing it's been working for through its people in the last several months, and even beyond, well beyond, is working for this short squeeze. That's what millions of Americans and people from all around the world are working to make happen. Now, what is a short squeeze? A short squeeze is when you have many market participants coming together that are buying into the stock that caused it to go up, and at the same time, these hedge funds that we're not big fans of are trying to make it go down, because that's what they do with all of our investments. That's why many Americans don't like investing in the stock market, because they either themselves have been burned or know somebody who has been burned. And good morning, Techno. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Jason. And good morning, everybody. And so, moving right along with what a short sell is. So these market participants, meaning the hedge funds and namely speaking all of us retail investors, we are called dumb money. That's what the hedge funds call us. I'm not kidding you. If you're not familiar with this stuff, you might be shocked at some of the terms, considering just how outrageous it is. So these hedge funds, they, like Toys R Us and other companies we've known and loved, what they do is on a weekday of those companies, they come along and attack the stock price and And the better they do at attacking it, the more money they get to take from the company's coffers, from the company's stock, from the investors' pockets. That's Americans. That's you and I. That's why so many people have been turned off the market. And instead transfer it into their pocket. Perhaps it's the most obvious transfer of wealth in America, and it's largely missed in terms of being that what it is. And so we have almost every stock, and to some degree has been shorted by this short sell mechanism in the market, where an actor who does not even own the stock itself can now share it. This is the thing that you've heard from Tesla, Elon Musk, complain about. He's not very happy that people that were able to sell his stock that never even owned it, making it harder for it to go up. It went up anyway. Well, here's the other side to short selling. If short sellers go too far, which they always go too far, and they believe they can win, they believe they can win the retail investors, the dumb money, and they almost challenge and bait dumb money, as they put it, because they have all of the hedge fund money. They have our parents' money. They have our friends' money. They have our family's money. And it's a perversion on life, really, because they take that money of your families and they use it to hurt your retail dumb money investment, and they break it down to the point where if they could, it would go valueless. And that's why we've seen companies like Blockbuster and others that were American icon companies just gone. And so that's what short selling is. They'll short sell a company until it's out of the market completely, until it's bankrupt, until all of its investors have lost, and only they are the winners. And of course, you know, they are the richest among us, and they pull all of the shots, and that's unfortunate that they do that. And so the short selling has become too much for Americans. That is where the apes come in. They have been working together. These folks are not pumper and dumpers, no matter how much Meaty McGreedy wants to say that short selling is legal and how so great it is, and that it brings in market liquidity. A smart man knows that we have plenty of new market participants, and it's that short selling crap that runs them away, and that it's actually, for whatever market liquidity it's bringing in, it's certainly hurting a lot more. So these folks have come together in short. Market opens in 6 minutes, by the way, and they have taken upon themselves to fight back. Fight back. It started on Reddit and it's expanded, and it has not stopped since. That is what you are seeing here. These folks have continued to stay on this stock, working hard for a difference in order to make their financial lives empowered since the day one when you first heard about it. They never stopped. Since all the way back in January when you first heard about GameStop, they have never stopped working for that fairness. And they were billed as being pump and dumpers by Meaty McGreedy and the rest of the general news personalities out there. There's those people in Meaty McGreedy. The rest of people on YouTube are generally with us. That's not true. I'm just picking on Meaty McGreedy. So, and if you have been with our program for any length of time, you know who Meaty McGreedy is. Of course, that's me, Kevin, running for governor out there in the state of California, who I have known prior to his run, prior to all that nonsense. I'm your HappyHealer lover. Everybody knows about me, if they know anything about me, is that I care about this country, and that I also have run for president. I've made myself known to Meaty McGreedy for the past year. I've always been about learning all kinds of disciplines, including finance, and I've been on that page talking about smart ways to move forward for this country, largely ignored by people who don't know the difference. We have Meaty McGreedy there teaching people the wrong ways of being. I've been in business for longer than this kid has been in, well, let's put it like this. I'm 42 years old, he's 29. And that's not to say anything else other than the fact that he is not considerate of somebody who's been through so many things. I've tried to approach this guy after he's clearly made it that he wanted to run. We got 4 more minutes till the market opens. and he was dismissive of that, and he says that these short sellers are not breaking the rules. The fact is they are breaking the rules, and that's what these activists are focused on, that are making all of this effort. Anyways, let's get our mind focused back on AMC here. We're at $45 in the pre-market. I suspect that today... let me finish telling you this story. So how do these short sellers ultimately win? When they do it, they pound the money on the stock. Too much, short selling. They're constantly selling the stock. It makes the stock price go down. Company goes out of business. So how do these short squeeze make us money? Well, we are getting into this war where they're trying to buy it down. We're buying it up. We're winning. So now they're losing money because they have to do what's called the short cover. And when they cover their short, then they have to pay out, obviously, and that money goes back into the stock. It raises the stock price, and it's benefiting what they call dumb money. Not so dumb, right? And yesterday we were able to double our portfolio doing that. Today we're prepared to do whatever we can. We'll be, again, literally in about 2 minutes here, we're getting going. And today, again, we'll be pushing for the same outcome, and we'll see how we can do. We're not going to nothing has got to be done as so far as, having it to be. We're just going to let it fall where the pieces may. So, and I'll explain to you what I'm doing. I do it open. I do it live. That's how I do it, folks. I do it live. And I show you what I'm doing. And I teach you the best I can as we go. But I keep it moving. All right, so the pre-market, we're looking at 45.24 here on AMC. Let's go ahead and make sure our account's all logged into, ready to go. And we're looking at the AMC option board. And the reason why we're looking at the option board is as soon as this thing opens up, it's likely to fly. So if we want to get in any of these options, that would be the time to move before it goes too fast. Now, it could be a good thing, but I think owning... I don't think it's going to come down too much personally, so I think owning one of these in advance would be a pretty good idea. Now, the other thing I want to look at here, and again, it's going to open literally in a minute and a half here, is we're going to run this all the way up here. I don't think they have any calls available at 145 unless they raised them. They do not. I think it goes up to 80, but let's just check. We'll check 90 for a moment here. Yep, none of that doesn't change. Alright, so let's go ahead and check 80. That was the last one we had yesterday. Those are between 52 and 60 cents. That's why I got rid of them yesterday. Now, but today I intend to pick them back up. Right now I think we're about market open here in just a moment. And before these go running up, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up about 10 of these suckers. Because I think they turn out to be a pretty good deal. But before I do that, let's see, because this is yesterday's price. Anything can happen this morning. There's going to be a lot of excitement as things get going. Let's see what 70 is on this. And 70 isn't too much different, so maybe we'll just keep it there. Bring this to, like, say 5. And I think we have a market open here at this point. Let's go ahead and send this order in. We've got 5 of those. I hope we got it right. So that's right off the bat. We sent in for 5 of those semi out of... Let's see, did we pick them up? We didn't pick them up. It's probably because we're running here already. All right. Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and unlock that. Let's try and get this in again. It's going to be hard to get your bets in unless you do them, actually. Let's go ahead and do this as a market order. Otherwise, we'll miss it altogether. And we might run good today. It could run up a little bit in the morning market, then turn around and step back again. So be wary what you ask for when you do limit. Is this still a limit order? Give me a break. Well, good thing, because we're coming down a bit. I just want to get it done. Get it out. It's probably pushing back the market order nature of this. That's fine. So it's at 108 already. What a son of a gun. It's not letting us in. So you see how tough it could be just to get in. There we are. We're in. So we got in our play, our initial one. Now we need to look for another play, because that's not the only play I want to be in starting this day, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and start where we are here. We'll pick up one of these. Let's send that off. Make sure you check your quantity if you're doing these yourself. These are called option positions. And now we're in 2 of them, as you can see. We are up on one just by a bit, and the other one we're flush. Now, we've already poured roughly $550 into this market like it's nothing. We're at 45.21. We're going to remain a little bit slow from here going in because it can go down more. It can perhaps not run at all today. All of that's possible. So we're just going to go with what we got there. I think that's plenty good enough. In fact, you know what? That we're not running. I mean, anything's possible, but, you know, in a way you'd almost want to see right off the bat, you know, some really hard-hitting moves. One commenter posted they would have liked to have seen $48, you know, occur quite rapidly, or in their view we weren't going to have the momentum that we need. I personally think that there is some truth to that, and that ultimately we could go down if not otherwise. And let me tell you something about myself and losses. I'm not too fond of them. I've experienced enough of them that if I see them happening or I see the market turning sideways, you know, I'll step out of it and wait to get in at a better price, which brings up a little known rule called the pattern day trading rule. And that pattern day trading rule keeps people with less than $25,000 from entering in and out of the market when it's convenient for them. Only richer people are allowed to do that, or people more specifically that maintain $25,000 or more at all times in their account. Right now we're showing negative movement. This could actually itself be a short attack. We're going to slip around and take a look at volume here in a moment and see exactly why that is. We are taking a loss on our initial movements here, obviously. And because it's going down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop at least, I think I'm going to drop something here. Because what's going to happen are these, we're going to lose money in 2 ways, in the price and in the Greeks. Because when this thing starts to show that it's not moving, see how it's already moved from $1.08 when we were buying those 5 contracts to now it's 74 cents? That's not so much because of the price. I mean, we're looking at a $70 strike price anyway. That's because of the momentum and the expectation. And it's starting to die out because we're not above, 48, just like that commenter had said. And I agree with that. We should, really get to about 48 before we start saying this looks like it could be something special. And I agree. It's about where we came off of from yesterday's run, and it's what we would all want to see today. Now it is coming back up, so we'll have to continue keeping an eye on that. That often the stock market does that, where it finds itself first thing in the morning, and then once it's got itself, and then it starts moving from there. So we might be at that point now. I don't think it makes sense to change any of our bets or to do much at all, but it looks like we are making that steady upward progress. Now, let us do this and head over to Webull. Take a look because I like their chart and see what's going on there. We had a dip then. If that's what that was, we had a good opportunity and a dip to buy in. We're steadily heading right towards our last high of this morning. We're getting ready to pass it. It's looking good, my friends. I would say that we are off to a good start. We are 5 minutes in this market. We are making money on those 5 contracts already. And I perhaps feel bad I didn't buy more at 70 cents. You see how this game works? We're getting ready to get to 47 soon. And we're moving quick. This is not how AMC has normally been moving lately. Let's go ahead and take a look at that also important volume. And look at it move right there. And our volume was already at 16 million this morning. So that's, we're cooking. We're really cooking, folks. And that's why I'm here with you sharing this information. Because this could be life-changing money in your life as well. So we're going to go ahead, now that we see some confirmations, we're going to pick up some more movements. We're going to try and go a little bit out so we can get some good prices, and it's likely that it's going to move today. Let's get over that 48. but it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and move now in the market, though. I'll pick up 2 of these. And 750, I think that's good. Keep that. All right, let's go. Get it through. Hopefully it goes through. That's 2 more positions, call positions. They went through, so now we're sitting on 8 contracts. We're 240 up in 1 for the day so far. We're up $363. That's good. We're looking good in the market. Not all of our positions today is ranging from $47 to $70. Yesterday, most of our positions were all higher. 5 of them are today as well. So we can just go ahead and be straight about that. So we're at 47 right now. Again, no guarantee we're going to take off, even though I picked up more positions. So we really have to take a look at things. And if it starts turning sideways on us, then we should react. Otherwise, we will be a loser. And right now, we're 200 up for the day. And, you have to be careful about this react stuff, because you could also sell your positions out too soon and you won't be able to get back in again. Again, I say that's the pattern day trade rule, so you have to be aware of that. Yeah, we're getting ready to start falling below 46 again. You're going to start seeing these other prices drop. They haven't dropped yet because people aren't convinced it's dropping. This looks like a crouch to jump, if you know what that terminology means. For us here on the show, because I use it all the time, it means that we expect it to fall right before it rises. It dips to rip. AMC, let's go. And I know a lot of people are interested in GameStop too, so we'll periodic. There it is. Okay, so it's coming back up. Exactly what a lot of people and myself thought. So we have 8 contracts open already, which is heavier than I thought we would come in this morning, which means we're moving even quicker. GameStop is at 207, so this is a lot of hot market action. Welcome to the program. This is MoneyMantics. Let's go ahead and see what some of you guys are saying here. And let's take it back to our stock here, which, you know what? It looks like to me that GameStop is not moving as quickly as AMC is. Oh, geez. That's just the way it goes, folks. We are exposed this morning to some possible ability to lose if things do end up going down. We're at 46 right now. I think it'll be a volatile morning, so there's still opportunities to pick up some deals. For example, all of my positions are, they roughly it's equal, because some are up, some are down. So roughly it's equal. And that's only because the first thing when I jumped in today, I was focused on those contracts that were out of the money. And so they rose in price just because people have that feeling we're going to run. And that feeling feels strong. All right, let's go back over here. But I'm telling we have an upward trajectory here that I see. If we can get this next high higher than the last, then we'll be looking pretty good on that level. But it's cautionary to add that anything before 10 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. more even accurately, that it's hard to see market patterns before then. But we are at a good price for, this thing didn't run away if you want to come along and have faith with those that had faith in it. Right now we are even on our own entry investments. Not anymore. We are down. Certainly not on our 5 contracts, but definitely on the other ones. And it's heading down towards 45. Soon it'll be below 45 if that continues. I haven't decided to sell anything yet, because the way I'm looking at it is it's just a momentary move until it starts coming back up. Although we do have a lot of forces in this market, remember, pull back a bit. Remember, you're going to have those short sellers out too, trying to do their level best. And now we're seeing our last, let's see this here. We're going to zoom in a bit and we're going to take a look at this volume. Right now, it doesn't matter what that one is. Our very last candle is showing 1.57 million volume, so that's good. We're still holding our volume. It's not particularly down, so this thing is totally in a good shape right now. I feel really good about it. let's see what we do. We would like to go ahead and get above 47 comfortably. Again, I want to see us hit that $48 range before I think that real effort pours in. Because yesterday we never actually, I think we touched 50 for a moment, but we never actually broke above it. So that's what we really need to do before we can do anything special this morning. And everything outside of that. That's why I said those initial plays this morning could totally be speculative and cost you money in the end. And right now it's costing me $237. I'm very, very transparent about that because you have to be able to see what the advantage is. And real life advantage is a good way of being able to tell what advantages people that are actually getting in it right now are having from their positions. And we picked up 8 contracts. We picked 5 contracts. All of these expire for August 27th. And 5 of them for $70. We've got 2 of them for $52. And those, by the way, those 5 contracts, they're holding their value the best at the moment. The other 2 are losing their value. In fact, I think I might pick up on one. Let's see where our budget is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick up on one of these while they're cheaper. Why not? You're only doing 2 things. Either buying the dip or you're selling your position. Because I don't see you, if you know, it's hard to hold in these positions unless you do buy on the dip. So that's just the way I see it. So we're going to go ahead and buy the dip on this one. And maybe we'll look smart because of it. Or maybe it'll be the thing that took us out. We have our position. We picked up another one there, as you can see. We're holding on to 9 contracts. Hopefully things don't dip below 44. And if things do, then it's time for me to accept failure on this, which I wouldn't ever do that just yet. So we still have quite a bit of room for making this work. Again, that initial start of the day is all we're at right now. So we're at 44.31, and the floor didn't fall out of it. Really, this isn't like that gentleman stated. He wanted to see 48 before he could definitively say we were working on this thing. It looked like it was moving into short squeeze territory. But anywhere's between above 40 and 48, we're basically working to get there, and that we're believing. I would say below 40, I would say now you're losing your belief. So that's more or less where my dollar amounts take this. We're losing obviously on our dollar amounts here. That means some great opportunities to get in if you believe that we will ultimately go up on this thing. Some great opportunities for that. If you don't believe that, well then, I mean, they're just horrible places to get in. But I'm still a believer, and I'd rather buy the dip at this point still. And you'll see if it turns out to be a smart move or a dumb move. But let's see what that price is. $3.25, okay. Yeah, let's see what happens. I think it'll turn out to be a smart move. And that's why I'm doing it. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. And it might seem a little bit, crazy to you right now. Maybe, yep, we just picked it up. So now we're sitting on 8, 9, 10 contracts. We're 525 down. We did buy the dip as it went down. So, and we're doing derivative contracts. And now, from this point, this is about as far as I want to go in. 10 contracts until I start. Only because it's gotten cheaper. I wouldn't have gone in that hard otherwise. Because I suspect that once this starts rolling, which I still do believe it will, I believe it's going to roll. I think it's going to go. So for me, these are good prices. But, I wouldn't say that there's proof of that until we get to above 48. So, but, without having proof, I believe it. I believed it yesterday. That's how I doubled the account. What did I do to double the account? I took some of these far out positions, $80 strike price, and I did some for $70. And I bought 10 contracts. They didn't need to get to 80 to be 10x'd. They 10x'd in value. because they were so cheap. They spent like $80 on them. They brought in like 2,000. I mean, just a ridiculous amount. You can go back and watch yesterday's program. More than 10x. So we're at 44.40 right now, and we're down 500. Which, by the way, if we actually move on this thing, it won't take a lot of movement to be up on all those positions. 10 contracts tend to move your portfolio very fast. So that would mean all we'd have to do really is get to about, I'll take a guesstimate. I think if this makes it up to $46 and a quarter, that my portfolio will go from being $500 down to being negative up for the day. If it gets to 46 and a quarter. Right now it's at 44.10. So that's only $2 more. Although we are hovering in places that is making, it really makes you have a bit of pause, right? 43.98. No, let's stay above 44. I like that better. and definitely let's work for that progress. Going down is not progress. And so the other thing some people do, and I don't think this is a big money-making opportunity for any kind of short squeeze money, but just a normal, directional kind of input, is you could play a put. It's the opposite of doing a call. And if you do a put, basically, you're in the same area here, but you're on the right side where it says puts instead of on the left side where it says calls. And you see what these things are going for here. We're going to step back out of it for a moment. I'm concerned that we're not moving quick enough, and guess what? So is the market. And now you see that reflective in the cost of this trade to me. Now, I don't intend on... I'm going to do my best to minimize damage while maximizing my entry into this move. And at this point, thinking like that it's going down still, I'm very concerned about that. I have to be honest. I'm not here to lose money. I don't want to lose what I made yesterday. That's for sure. I'm willing to put some of it up at risk in order to carry this profitable endeavor forward, but certainly not out to lose it. And right now it looks like it could be a trap to some degree. And that's what these things could end up being if they're not moving quick enough. And if the short sellers, which they're awful people, remember they make money on our demise, come out to play, they have every reason in the world to hold us back. So they're trying their best. And right now they're using our family's money to tear apart our bets. That's what they're doing. And if you ask me, the derivatives market is totally a form of gambling the way it's done. I would just like to see the stock market go up, up, up like it should without these short sellers destroying it. Get the short sellers out of there, that cancer, and I bet you we would have that. All right, let's jump over here. It's gone down a bit. None of us can be happy about that, obviously. And I think we're looking at a trajectory here that worries some of us, that we would expect to be going up, and yet we're still, just having this challenge. And there's a lot of momentum for, what tricks do they have? I don't know what tricks they have. I think we're at some kind of bottom. That's why I'm hanging out. If it started falling beyond this, I honestly would consider, getting rid of some of my positions and probably holding the rest out to loss. Meaning I would... Yeah, it looks like we're coming back a bit. Yeah, but I wouldn't sell them all, in other words, probably, in any event. Because once you do that, it's hard to get back in. So, yeah. It's hard to get back in because the price can move away from you. And your own buying power can move away from you. If I sold all these, I'd only be able to buy back in at $2,300 now, because I used that other equity. So that's just the way it works. We're at 43.53 right now. Definitely not showing... I'm not feeling the same euphoria for the day that I was feeling, and we're moving down further. We could be entering a new dip, but there's only so many times you could justify buying the dip before it becomes about, yeah, we're going to sell these two positions, close them out, little damage control. I don't like the idea of that. If it keeps coming up, maybe we'll hold on. because I really feel like we should be at a bottom and starting to pound through right now. And this is why it's typically smart to wait until 10 a.m., 10:30 before you start going in to the market, because it might give you a gift. The only reason that I went in heavier today is because I thought it would get up there earlier. So obviously I didn't want to take that risk and be priced out. So people that are just getting in now are getting by far the best deal that today has to offer. We're at 43.90 right now, so it looks like we are coming up a bit. We can go ahead and see what that's looking like on the profile here in just a moment. We're going to come out of that now that things are coming back, because I'll tell you what, if you're not going to sell on the dip, you doggone sure well should probably buy on the dip. We're just too deep in it to do either right now. We're coming back up. I feel good about that. Hopefully we can keep that progress. Let's look at this on excuse me. So we're getting back to the chart here. Yeah, that is a deviation from what the chart was doing. So now we want to see upward progress. Let's go. Let's go. AMC, let's go. We have this morning Cozy saying mRNA is looking hella good for today. Well, we'll take a look at that in a moment. We're at 44.08. I do know mRNA can cost you everything quick, and it's where we've been loving to lose. So I'm a little bit careful, especially while we're working on short squeeze day for AMC. Look, we're moving. We're skipping digits a little bit, so we're getting towards 45, hopefully. Okay, so we're at 44.25. Let's see how now that hope is coming back. I bet you these are knocking down a bit. Yes, they are. So some of the losses are disappearing again, and we're holding on to hope. It's coming up to 44.5, so we'll just keep holding on to hope there, and look at the directional movement of this snake. It's going up now, so perhaps now is a great price if you're interested in entering in on this, what could ultimately be a historic short squeeze opportunity. Remember, this is where it starts and how it starts when it starts. If you are a shareholder, don't sell all your shares and then lose everything you've got by buying into the derivative markets. Like I said from the get-go, this is like walking into a casino. You can lose everything. So be careful with these options. Yep, Jason says Moderna is fighting today, boy. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a moment. Techno, short attack, of course, definitely a short attack. So, yep, these are what my guys are saying, and I would tend to agree with them. So 44.40 is what we're coming up on, and we want to see it keep moving out. So those are four green candles in a row. Let's see our order book. Okay, let's take a real quick peek at Moderna. It's stock. I mean, you know, you got a lover score, and this is Moderna for me. Come on, Moderna. Save that shit for another day. Alright, maybe Moderna's got some opportunities. Not maybe. It does. It's working. I don't know how far it's going to go beyond that, but we're not going to get caught up in that right now. I don't have the slightest clue. Moderna's going to 500 right now. No. Moderna's worth 650. That's what I could tell you. I'm wondering what's going on with Regeneron. Yep, they're just sluggish. Okay, let's get back to mRNA. Oh, no, wrong one. Woo-wee! AMC. Alright, come on, AMC. You know what? If we're going to be sluggish today, this would be my, maybe I should get out of some of my positions. Because I got in heavy thinking it was going to be running. And instead, what we're getting is this sluggish stuff. So let me see what I can get out of what gained the most value here. Well, perhaps these. Man, let's get out of these. All those would be our best jump out right now. Did they go? They went. Okay, so we got rid of those for not too much of a loss. That's what we're really trying to do. Just be smart about this thing, guys. So maybe I'll be able to get in on those at a better price or what have you. What else? As long as it's going down, it's not proving to me it's going up. So I'm taking precautionary measures, and I'm either selling or buying. If I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell around 44. If I'm going to buy, I'll probably buy around 43, because it hasn't really dropped too far below 43. So, but I didn't want to hang on. I mean, I'll probably, if I buy anything, I'll probably buy back into those same ones I just got out of if it takes off. I might have to pay more for them, or I'll get them for a cheaper price. But if it starts to drop more on us, those, $80 calls, those would be the first ones to really lose their value. And then, of course, the 52 and the 47. And we're getting further away from 47 when it does that. So now it's popping back up a little bit. So that we could still buy that for exactly what we sold it for. It really didn't move much. It is coming back a little bit. Yeah, man, it's just really, that's why I say I don't like selling a lot, because it will do that. And now when it moves back, I'm not convinced that now's the point. Every other point, no, but now's the point it's going to run through the roof. No, I'm going to have to watch. Just going to have to watch. It's that kind of day. Welcome to it. Can AMC run? Yeah. AMC's at $44 right now. Moderna's running. AMC might be a distraction for me today. And I know that for a lot of people that I'm friends with, they just don't like the vaccine. And I said, why? It's Trump's vaccine. He said, well, I said, look, this is just about making money, okay? You want to make money for your kids and buy them some Christmas gifts? And then listen to what I'm telling you. Okay, we're staying above 44. I'm going to go ahead and get back into some of those 90-something. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I lost some. Screw it. We're moving. Man, I don't know, though. Damn it. I lost a little on them. That sucks. Oh, well. Now I'm just not going to... And by the way, I bought more than I had before. I'm not going to move around much on these now until I see what we're going to do here. I want to see us move good. I want to see us do the right things. We're down 425 on the day. I wish I had bought those 10 when we were at 90. But that's fine. We're at 369 now down. See, I'm focused on that number because at the end of the day, that's what matters, folks. I mean, and it changes so quick, doesn't it? Those are your fortunes, and they are lost and gained in a moment. See, it's not about this 44 to 45 nonsense. It's about being on it at all when it takes off. It's definitely not about these pennies unless we ultimately lose. If we win, well, then we don't have a problem, huh? Yeah, if we win, we don't have a problem then. That's what that means. So it's heading to 45. I like that, lovers. I'm feeling good about this. And we are sitting on 15 contracts. I think that's plenty to bring this. If this account, let me tell you something. If we run to $50 and then we run to $55, I think this account will already be worth $10,000 by that point or more. So we would have already doubled by 55. If we get to more than that, which, I mean, we could totally run. This thing could run beyond measure. You have no idea how far this thing could run. I mean, if I was looking for an out, now would be that time. I'm only 278 down after getting in hard. But I'm not looking for an out. I'm an 8, but I'm looking at roll. We're going to be making this disappear, we're going to be even on the day here in just one moment. All right. It is about AMC. You gotta love it. We're enabling the AMC chat bots. Yep. Moderna's at 410. I don't think it's gonna move past 410 that much. Alright, so let me know if it does, though, guys, if you're paying attention to that. And I'm still paying attention to, let's see what GameStop's at right now. Okay, we want to see that one move too, because they moved together. Yeah, it's at 408. See, it's coming down. And AMC is at 45. It's coming up. That's good. It's back to this line, which now it's shown itself to move. I think we could really maybe get a good run going with AMC. Let's see where our money's at. Yep, we're even on the day now. We're $16 up, actually. That's good news. That's great news, because we were down for a bit, and now we're crouching just a bit. We're at 44.79. And so if that was the out right there, if it was that intent on getting out, and I am not, I feel that positive movement again. I'm feeling positive vibes. I see this thing running, and I like that it's 10:01 doing it. It's a lot better doing it at 10:01 than 9:30. Yep. I don't like those short sellers at all, my friends. And by the way, you should be able to see other folks. You know, just because you might be on another platform, when you make a comment, I could still see your comments, even if I'm on a different... I'm on all of them at once, actually. And your brothers and sisters on other platforms can also see your comments. It's like taking 30 channels and making it one channel. See, so we're growing in that way. And I don't want to give these stupid channels money when I'm putting good content out. I would rather find you guys by putting more channels out there and then having you respond and find me too. That makes a lot of sense. Look at us at 45.5 already. Let's take a look at our portfolio, and now we're up by several $100s, right? It just makes the difference. So like I said, by the time we get up, maybe it'll be well before 55, and I said 52, 55. But we'll probably double this account by 55. We just have to get past 50, see what happens from there. We have some work ahead of us, my friends. Right now we're moving good, and I'm really proud of Apes. Our sustained volume is over 1 million. And we're challenging ourselves to get beyond 45 right now. And you'll know when we're really getting there, because that skip from 44.90 to 45.5 was pretty quick. That's what we're looking for, those quicker movements. And then it'll settle down. The RSI will settle up on itself. It'll do a little bit of consolidating. But then it'll move again to 46 and then to 47. It seems like we're finding ourselves in that pattern now. That's the same one where yesterday I knew that we were moving and I bought 10-cent contracts. It hardly had to move at all from that point in order to double the account. In fact, it tripled the account, but I stuck with it because it went to 50, and then I stuck with it until it came back down to 46. That's how you lose some of your profits. So we're at 44.90, 45.10. See, so we're fighting the challenge right now. We just did our little dip. I hope not to see it go below 45 again, because we're fighting it up. We want to see it go up, and that's what we're up against. And there's how many of these outstanding shares are there? I think there's 500 million on the float. Yeah, we don't want to go any lower than that, or that's basically sideways movement. That's not going to get us to the promised land for today. Sideways movement's going to kill the feeling. It's going to make apes think we're not moving. But remember, their hearts have been shattered for a long time now. Naked shorts that Meaty McCready walks around and says are just fine. I mean, they're killing the markets when they do that. And I don't have a lot of what would you say, like, faith in people like Meaty McCready, because they really put their money and their friends in high places. They're impressed by them, but not by us ordinary people. They're all condescending. That's why him wanting to be governor, it doesn't shock me, but I sure don't condone it.
And I feel like he's just copying me, and that's what I was trying to get out earlier when I was saying that. Because I was on his channel, he got to know me, and then next thing I know, he's running for governor. Well, okay, I was running for president. Except for I had a reason to do it. And I still do, because people matter and they have purpose and value, and I am among them. And it's, people like McGreedy that's already worth $20 million. Well, we're at lower than 44.5 now. I'm sure that's not looking good on the profile anymore. Yeah, now we're just that little bit between that dollar of being 45.5 to 44.5 is the difference between $1,000. That is either 500 up or 500 down. So if this thing is going to continue crashing, do you see how expensive that can become to my portfolio? And we don't want to see that. I sure don't want to see that. Let's put it like that. And what I sell out of this time, I won't have such an easy time buying back in, because we went in heavy. So I'm trying to hold out here, but it could become difficult if it really starts to drop further. But also if it starts to drop further, that's more and more indication that it either needs more time or that it's not happening. And either one of those don't shine good for us. But I believe still that it's going to happen. It's finding itself until we get to that 10:30 hour. It's really hard to say one way or the other for sure on this thing. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the program. I'm your HappyHealer lover. We are here to beat AMC and make money on this movement together. And hopefully we're going to be looking at $46 soon, because that's really where our next movement is. People want to see 46 on their screen. It's an important number. Right now we're at 44.67, and I am 444 down on this account. But the good news is we have 10 contracts open, so that when this thing gets moving, which it will, that's just the way I feel about it. And so long as I'm in it, that's the way I feel about it. You'll know when I don't feel that way, because I'll be out of it then. 44.32 is not very, 43.97 is not very fun to look at. And, in these moments when you see it drop like that, you are operating on faith or you are selling. Those are your options. You could also buy the dip. If you really believe, you buy the dip because you get a better price. I think that these days are days where we are primed for either gaining multiple thousands or losing 1,000 per multiple thousands. I would say there's a lot more gain on the upper side than there is loss on the loser side. Just because you're sustaining a loss, it doesn't mean you have to sell. So far this morning, we haven't seen it drop, not in any meaningful way, below 43. So that's a good sign. So we're holding strong. We have to make it above 44, stay above 44, and then do the same for 45, and so on. We have to have tolerance for step backs where the RSI cools off and the consolidation takes place so that we can continue moving up. But outside of that, we don't want to be lulled into thinking it's going up and chase it all the way down to 35. Some silly stuff like that will make us lose our bankroll. So I have currently right now floating in this stock. You can add it up. 2 at 300, that's 603, so that's another 612, plus that's about 1,000. We've got $2,200 in positions right now, so that could become 1,000 very quickly. It was just a moment ago $2,500, or no, $2,700 in positions. So that's how it works. It moves quickly, and if you get to sell out before you lose your profit, then you're minimizing your losses. If you get to hold on to all of your positions when things take off, well, then you'll be the one that's doubling your portfolio in short order. But that'll not happen until we take off. We've got to take off before we can talk about doubling our portfolio. Folks, if you could right now, please like this video and share it so we can grow and help other people. Your friends and family, if you're the only one making all this money, they're going to say, why didn't you tell them about it? And right now, it's still for the taking. We didn't take off yet. A bunch of us are ready to, and so we'll see what happens. The movement is favorable, so please do share it if you can, and let's get as many good people on this to join the ape movement that we possibly would possibly like to be. So let us do our part. That's why I'm here at all. So we're at 43.88. That's giving us down right under 700, and I'm eager to keep this thing in check. I don't want to see us drop any more at all. We've been kind of hovering around this uncomfortable area, more on the upper side. Let's continue to hope that just plays out. In the meantime, let's continue to hope that this other thing doesn't. That it doesn't go down, that it stays up, because if it does, we've got a lot of upside to today, boys and girls. Oh yeah, and a lot of money to be made. So let's think about it. I'll just tell you right now, let's say you got $1,000 to throw at this thing in the options market, in the derivatives market. You could buy some of those contracts like I did. They're 89 cents each. Buy 10 of those. They might not do anything, right? You might lose all your money. But if you win, these things can go up to $1,000 each easy. So that would be a pretty good risk. It's already at 44.5. Look at my account. It's getting ready to start, losing. It's gaining back some of its profit. So definitely today is not lost. Today is just getting started is what today is. We're making back some of those losses, looking good on that, feeling cozy, and like I said, we are in this to win this. And let's take a look at here. So there we go. Now we're coming back up, so let's kind of zoom out a little. Whoa AMC. Let's zoom out of this just a bit and take a look here. This is the 1-day chart. Yep, so I think we are due for a come up right now. I think we are due. I think it would make a lot of sense because I think we're due. And I think it makes a lot of sense, yeah. I think we should come right up to last night where we were. And in the after hours market, well, we had done this morning actually, and we did yesterday. So we've been banging at that $50 door for a while. It's time to bust through. Let's see where the market is at here. Only 388 down. So those are your choices. When it gets more negative, you could either buy the dip or you could sell out of your position, or you can just hold it. This time I just held it. Yeah, Cozy said there's only so much they can short it. That's true too, They're limited in how much they can short it. It's 44.58 right now, and so we might grow just because they run out of legs. And there's so many of us and only so many of them. There's a lot of us and only so many of them. All right, so Cozy says they can short it so much on AMC, and it should run either way by the end of the day for sure. And that's kind of what yesterday looked like. And we're already heading towards 45. So like I said, our bottom today was right around 43. I feel like we caught and bought at the bottom. Like if you're buying right here, you're buying close to the bottom. Because, it didn't go lower than 43 at this point. And with any luck, we won't be going back there again. So I feel like this is the bottom. We are 400 down on the day and feeling good about things. Because that's only going to turn around quick when we move. Like I said, over 45, that disappears. And over 50, oh boy. Yeah, just oh boy. Just oh boy on that one. We get to take off. Yep, so I'm live on my personal profile, I'm live on my political profile, I'm live on everything, because I want folks to know about this opportunity, because I care about you. I want my family to know. I don't want everybody to know. I mean, if you could just buy one share of AMC, you can help make the difference in what they're trying to do to us. And, tell them in your own way that's not okay. And we are under short attack right now. And it might be like what Cozy said, that this thing is under sustained and repeated attack until later on, then they run out of gas and we take it to the moon. Of course, this is a life struggle for them. And for a lot of apes, it's a life struggle. They've put everything they have into this. Win, lose, or draw. They're not going to come out of this. They're either coming out of this broke or they're coming out of this winners. They're not coming out of this in between. We're flirting with coming back above 44. And that's what we really need to happen. The good news is that we're moving in solid digits. We're moving like 20 cents at a time with each move. That's good because that shows higher volatility. And we're going to need that to move forward, even if it feels scary right now. With this high volatility, even yet we have not fallen below 43. Oh, thank you, Lord. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And if it does, man, that's going to start shaking up some of my positions, because I might sell some at that point. I just don't want that to happen. And I say might because I don't know for sure what I'll do. It depends on what my the value is of my holdings are. If they're already beat up too much and I hold more, I stand more to gain by just believing, then that will be the best course of action. So it all depends. Right now it's at 44. Now we're above 44, thank goodness. Every time it falls below 44, you know that your HappyHealer lover's getting nervous, because we're sitting on 15 contracts. But every time it goes above and we start getting into, we start heading towards 45, and then 45 is looking like 46, we're happy. We've got our money back. We're making the right progress. It's everything that we want. There we are, yeah. Looking at those higher highs don't look as good, but it's not a normal trend market right now. We're just now getting on 1018, where that first hour is settling up. And if you look at these lows, however, they're pretty even and coming up a bit. So let's see how low those lows get. And as we know, it has not dropped below 43 yet. And it's staying up there, so I like that. If we can keep that, keep it up around 44, then there's a lot more tolerance for people that have bigger holdings like me to stay in with my entire portfolio the way I have it now, rather than selling a bunch of my positions. If I believe it's coming down, then the best thing for me to do would be to wait until it's on an upswing and then to sell out of my positions. But what bothers me is, because my money's dwindling to buy more, that if I sell out of these, it might be the last time I sell out. And then if it runs later on today, then I am out of the position. And now it's falling below our comfort level, heading towards 43, but yet not having touched it. We did touch at some point this morning, like I said, not lower than 42.24 according to this. So I don't want to tolerate below 43. That's what the number I've been saying is. And so it hasn't gotten there yet, and it's keeping us with both the higher volatility and the higher levels. Now look at us go. Now look, we're going on 44.5. So we need to keep that up. Let's see how far we can keep that up. We need that line to go past this previous line and keep going up. we're going to see that, let's see the volume here. We're still sticking with some pretty good volume, and we're going to see that when things go sideways, it's because we're under short attack. It's what they do. They like short attacking us, but that's why we're pushing for a short squeeze. So we want to keep that number up higher, and the way we do that is by buying in more shares than what they're selling. So we have to buy all their short sales and then more, and it seems like that's what we're doing. I so bad want to see us move today. And then the other thing you'll have to think about is, let's say it is moving and now we're getting what we want. Well, you're going to start seeing the positives add up quick. You're going to see being like right now, for example, being down 500 to very rapidly being up 500, and then being up 1,500, and then being up 2,500. It starts happening very quickly, and then being up 5,000. What do you do when you're